Allie Howard. This is
Rachel Leslie,
Amber Strain.
and this is global etiquette. Refers to the cultural guidelines for what is appropriate or inappropriate, and polite or impolite. Now, with global etiquette, it refers to the cultural etiquette, politeness, and good manners that are passed down through societies from generation to generation. Etiquette refers to the cultural guidelines for what is appropriate or inappropriate, polite or impolite. It gives a cultural structure, integrity, grace, and finesse, all of which are uniquely adapted from one culture to another. Basically, what to do: you want to show respect, show you care, you want to mind your manners, you want to clearly enunciate and speak slower, and you also want to know the appropriate greetings. Now, what not to do: you don't want to use rude hand gestures, you don't want to be touching everybody, asking personal questions, discussing politics and or religion, and saying no. Now, I picked Russia as the country for global etiquette. For introductions, you always want to make sure you have a firm handshake. You want to do light smiling, nothing over the top. You might creep them out. You also want to have sharp attire, nice business suit, fitted, looks good. And also, there's really no certain way to hand out your business cards. Now, for business meetings, there's no really need for pre-business discussions. You just talk freely about anything, really. Normally in Russia, the meetings do not stick to how everything's supposed to go. It will not stay in line with everything. Interruptions are allowed, they don't mind. And also, you want to have a direct conversation. You don't want to be looking around and stuff. Now, for dining, they like drinking. So obviously, drinking is encouraged in Russia. You always want to have eye contact with the toast, and you cannot eat until everyone at the table has their food. Hands must remain above the table at all times, and wrists have to be on the edge of the table. Whoever does the inviting also has to pay the bill.
The business that I chose was Mexico, so I learned about how to do business in Mexico. Having a personal relationship is one of the key aspects to building a strong business relationship. Mexican people tend to do business with people they like. You must know how to speak and behave properly to build these personal relationships with them. Things to consider for business etiquette in Mexico: timing, language, corporate culture, appropriate attire, and dining etiquette. When you're scheduling a meeting with Mexican people, it is normal that they're going to be 30 minutes late for a meeting. Often, you need to confirm that you've made it to Mexico, because if you don't give them that confirmation, they'll assume you're not there. Tomorrow actually means in the couple days to come. They don't actually mean the next day. Their date goes by month, year, day. So 3/4/17 means May 4th, 17, while in our terms, 3/4/17 would be April 3rd, 2017. They also have different holidays. Some of the things to think about when you're speaking is to have good manners and be polite, even when there's a language barrier. Learn the basic Spanish phrases like por favor. Bring an interpreter so they can tell you what they're saying. Use names unless offered otherwise. The best way is señor or señorita, then their last name. Mexican people respect titles. You can address them by the title. Your body language: hold handshakes longer than normal. Often use hand gestures aggressively. They want you to do the same. Hands on the hips is considered to be an aggressive approach. Their corporate culture is to do business in person. They don't like to talk over the phone. Start with small talk. Always take drink offerings. It can be considered rude to be direct. Take negotiations slow so you can build that really personal relationship. You will be judged on your appearance, so you need to dress well. So the appropriate attire to wear is dark suits. They never fail. Men should have a tie. Women should wear formal business attire. Things you shouldn't wear: jeans, low-cut shirt, tight-fitted skirts, It is always better to be overdressed than under. Some of the dining etiquette it is important is lunch actually starts at 2 p.m. Most casual talk instead of business talk. Breakfast is a better way to conduct business meetings than lunch. Supper is out of the question. They eat supper way later than we do. It's inappropriate to drink a lot and offer to pick the tab, but they're probably going to take it anyway.
Now that we've talked about Russia and Mexico, I'm going to talk about a few deal makers and breakers in a few different countries. Let's start with Australia. Punctuality is key. While it's acceptable to be a few minutes late in the U.S., if you're 5 minutes late, consider that business deal dead. Let's move on to China. It's customary for Americans to bring gifts to the meeting. While on their side, gifts are expected, be prepared for them to refuse the gift up to 3 times. You just keep on offering it until they finally accept. In Japan, while doing business in Japan, be prepared to bring a plethora of business cards. Not only do they need to be in English, but they need to be in Japanese as well. This one was my most interesting one that I found. In India, you have to be mindful of what you order at dinner. Since the cow is a sacred animal, you can't go in there and order a big juicy steak. You need to stick with the chicken or the fish or whatever, and also avoid wearing any type of leather. In Finland, they actually do their business meetings in saunas, and if you decline having a meeting in a sauna, it's considered disrespectful. And lastly, in Belgium, it's disrespectful to not give 3 air kisses. Instead of a handshake or a hug, they do 3 air kisses, and starting with the right cheek, back to the left, back to the right cheek. But I think we can all agree that all this research, you need to be informed when going to different countries.
Mm-hmm. One of the most important aspects in etiquette with business is to study. Is to really know what you're going into when you get there.
Yes, because if you don't know ahead of time, you're not going to be fully prepared whenever you get there, and things could just go south.